Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, we're going through my AFL Women's Fantasy Team preview for round 5, going through the trades that I have got at the moment, and also what I sort of expect to do in the next sort of week or two. I mean, it's sort of just hashing over what I've done, what I've said in the last sort of week or so. But yeah, before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So as you can see here, let's make this a little bit bigger for everyone. There we go. I think that's better. You can see the names quite clearly. Tiny Evans is the D1 at the moment. She's just having a great year, and let me actually just switch this because I am so wanting to just put them all in the price order because that is the way I roll with it. So Tiny Evans, Carney, Priest, Heads, and Thomas, and actually now just thinking about it, I need to actually do this because I need McDonald's, the ability for McDonald to count as a, in case of a, needing her as a captain. And I actually need to go through, and I probably actually won't do it in this video, but you will probably, I'll just say that the best two are going to be Marinoff and Garner, so they'll be captain, vice captain, etc. in some order. You're just going to have to watch. You'll know what I do based on it. It'll be sort of whichever one plays first, and if I can get them in before Geelong play, then that's good, and if they don't, then I'll have to put it on someone else, like probably a Gardner, to be honest, is the only one that else I can put it on, but we'll see with that. I'll do it now, given that, of course, Geelong play in the first game, so this week I've got to go with I guess the captaincy, and who's going to score better out of North against Giants, and Adelaide against the Suns. Do I want to go? I think Garner definitely has the better potential to score, or the more consistency to score. I mean, she's gone 120, 156, 145, 121. And then you've got Marinoff here, 112, 125, 124, 174. So I think she has the better potential to score. And there is going to be a tag in the goal from Gold Coast to probably Hatchard. I don't think they'll do it to Marinoff. And time to look at Marinoff's stats. Time to look at these two girls' stats and see how they go against the respective teams they're playing, because I need some metric behind my decision. Marinoff against Gold Coast averages 86 in one game. That's not good. Okay, now we go to Garner, and I mean, let's see what Garner averages against GWS. Yes, GWS. Let's see, and she averages 65 from, what's that, 5 games, I believe. Is that? Yeah, 5 games. So let's just check out the stats behind this. 64, 39 as a centre-half forward, as a midfielder, 101 and 65. 73% CBAs in year 6. I mean, none of these are really inclusive about their actual scoring abilities. I mean, in year 6 she averaged 87 and she put up a 65. In year 4 she put up a 101, averaging 94. So I don't even know who to honestly pick. I think I'm just going to go Gardner, just because I think against GWS, who did they have last round? Let me just check. Tiny Evans. They had Adelaide. Marinoff put up a huge score against them. The week before that, they had Richmond. And if I go to Conti here, let me just check. What did she put up against? 84, so not even that big. Who do they have the week before that? They had Melbourne, and Melbourne, was it Hall that put up that ridiculous game against them? Yeah, Hall put up that ridiculous game. And Melbourne, if we go here to mids, Melbourne, Purcell, what did she put up? 111 against the Giants. Yeah, so I am going to go the Giants, as they seem to be the team to put up big numbers against. And then against the Swans, you saw Gardner go 100. Malloy, another midfielder, went 74. So she did get some attention. And I wouldn't be surprised if Gardner does get attention. but it's Gardner. North are gonna dominate the game, and I mean you're more likely, I think, to tag Riddell out of anyone GWS if Lister gets that role. So I think Garner is going to be able to run free, as I don't think you can really tag her as much as you can tag Riddell, who's got a smaller stature, I guess. Carney against GWS should be fine, honestly, and she's just chugging along, I guess, doing her thing. Priest is coming in against Western Bulldogs. We've seen her put up really good numbers against sides, so I think she can do well against the Western Bulldogs. And then you have Thomas against Port Adelaide. She's doing well. She's tracking well, and she's starting to get in some people's metrics for like best 5 in the defenders class, etc. After that 36 in round 1. So yeah, I'm pretty happy at the moment. And then Ella Heads against Carlton should have more of the ball, as they sort of are on the back foot against Carlton. So I think she'll get more of the ball, and that should be able to lead to her potentially getting a 65 or 70, getting into the 700k range, which would be really nice because, just seeing her get up in price is huge, especially if we want to, in the end, trade her to someone. Let's just change that back to normal. And then McDonald, hopefully, I would want her to play in this round because there's no need for her to not play in this round. We could see McCarthy actually be used as a... McCarthy could be out now, given that Montana Ham is potentially back, and they play in the third game of the round. And do I have any Melbourne players? Do I have any Richmond players? Do I have any Freo players? I don't, so that's pretty much useless in itself. Hoare being out would be useless, as well as on the same level as McDonald. Huntington, I don't think would be out anyway, but that would, I guess, help with getting someone. I mean, I could Benici VC into a Gardner instead of just wasting a VC. So I guess you could see potential for some people to be useful, but I don't think any of these girls will be on the bench, will be out except for McDonald. Moving on to the midfield, brought in Garner, and this is the point where I'll show my trades. Bauer's out with a bone injury, bone soreness or whatever. So in comes Garner. That was just a bad trade. Lost me 160 okay. That Bauer's trade. Wish I'd gone to Garner now the last week, as I would have more chance to move on Phillips for Goldsworthy, etc. And yeah, as Garner went up, I believe, went up 12k, so not that bad, but would have saved me 150 okay, which would have been used. I probably would have been able to move on the likes of a Hoare or someone like that and gain some cash there, as well as Stratton. Would have probably moved Stratton and Hoare on for some cash upgrading there, or some cash gen potential. But anyway, you can't just say, oh, I could have done this and this and this with hindsight, because, I thought that was the best move, bringing in Bowers. And yeah, sometimes stuff happens. And Bowers looked good until the last quarter, where she got injured in the third. And she was on track for a 110, 115, but then just injury happened. Marinoff here as the VC, just because it's wasted, basically. I think this is one of the last rounds with McDonald playing before any of my potential VCs. Marinoff here, I think she'll be fine. 174 last week, plays Gold Coast, probably won't get tagged. Could see her potentially go huge over the top of Gardner, but I think Gardner just has the matchup that has the better potential to score, obviously, given that Marinoff went 174 against that last week. Riddell here, hopefully she can back it up. 105 last week. Hopefully she can go big against GWS. She probably will cop the Lister tag, but I think she'll be fine, to be honest with you. Whitford, Adelaide this week, so will be tough, but let's see if she can do something, or else she potentially is a trade out. But hopefully she can do something, because she's had 2 games off where she hasn't done anything, basically, so hopefully she can pick up her game a little bit, get those tackles in that she needs to get that big score, and get those disposals in, because if she can have a 20 kick effort or 15 kick effort, 3 or 4 more kicks here, and that gets her up to the 90s. Benici's been on fire recently with the tackles. And yeah, if she can continue on gaining some cash here as well, that would be huge. I mean, if she gets another 110 here, she'll gain 100k, and yeah, 100k, she'll be an easy, she'll stay in the side if she keeps on getting hundreds. McCarthy, wouldn't be surprised if she's out now with Ham most likely to come back in. We'll find out tonight. So we'll see with that. And then Schultz, West Coast, easy matchup for her. Hopefully she goes bang. And hopefully she begins to make a difference between... I think Moffat's going to have a down week here. And she went up... What did Moffat go up? 36k for a 90. If she scores another 90, she'll probably go up or another 20k or so. So there's that. But I think she might score an 80 or 75 this week and potentially even go down. So if Schultz can gap that to Moffat, then I think we're in business. But yeah, hoping she can have a good game against West Coast, as last game she only went up 19k. If she can have a 90 or 100 here, she'll go up probably another 100 or so k, and 100k for her is huge. Gapping her to Moffat is absolutely crucial for me, in my opinion. Or hopefully she can make some cash against Melbourne. If she can make another 20k, 30k, and just slowly edge towards that 500k mark, that would be good. Gardner here against Carlton. Yeah, hopefully she can go big. She got tagged in last game for a 93. Tagged for a 93 is ridiculous, and she plays Carlton. I wonder if they'll tag. But, she's averaging, 22, 10.5 tackles a game, which is, 42 points in its own, just off tackles, which is ridiculous. And then she's getting herself huge disposal numbers. So if she can get that 25-30 touches, she'll be on for a 120. Malloy, if she can fix up her accuracy in front of goal here, where she's 5 goals 5 actually. If she can fix that up and start kicking 7 goals 3 or something like that instead, then she'll be on for a much larger score. But she's just getting tagged out of games, to be honest, which sort of sucks as a Swans fan. But she's still a really good option. She's had not the greatest season in terms of bulk numbers, but she's provided a lot of highlights, and she's even the 5th or 6th best fantasy scorer for the forward line, even though she's having not the greatest season. Roberts here against Port Adelaide should be an easier matchup to be able to score an 80-odd, and that's all that you need out of these forwards, to be honest, out of them at the moment, as we try and just find ways to, especially for me, just gain some cash. Phillips was close to being traded out, but she's got this West Coast matchup, so hoping she can go large. Can she reverse that 97 drop? Hopefully she can with 100 or so against in a matchup where I hope she gets more midfield time, because she could easily put up a huge score here. But I'd be wary that she might get tagged in this game, which would be awkward, because she could drop cash very quickly and become almost unusable as a forward, which would restrict my ability to move around. And then single, hopefully, if she can put up another 98 single, then we're in for a good run. And yeah, so just hoping she can put up good numbers, as she's got ridiculous tackling output of, was it 8.5 a game, I believe the numbers stack up? Yeah, 8.5 a game, which in itself is 34 points. And then she's getting, on average, 24, 23, so that's 47, roughly 35 points per game in kicks, so that's 70 points in itself, and then you lend yourself the other little bit to handballs and marks. It would be great if she could get some more marks, because that would just solidify her forward status role. And then Huntington and Everest on the bench here as well, just looking for cash options at the present. Hoping McCarthy plays and gets some good cash gen. McDonald playing and getting some good cash gen would be great, but I don't know if she will. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the video there. As I went through all my options, etc. Next week, looking Phillips up to hopefully Hall or Too Good, but if push comes to shove, then potentially just to Goldsworthy or someone like Nima Kelly, because I get screwed over with cash gen. But yeah, that is the video there, as I should be able to at least get her to Goldsworthy. That should be the goal. But that is the video there, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.